Hey guys, I'm Brian Prahl once again with the Palmetto Mortgage Group. I have with me today Lake Murray Laura Reid, who is a broker owner of two different RE/MAX franchises in two different markets, one locally to us here in Columbia and then one in Summerville, South Carolina. So what I wanted to do is just let Laura introduce herself very quickly and maybe give a little bit of a background about her career path and production and how long she's been in the business. So Laura, if you don't mind, tell us a little bit.
Yeah, thanks, Brian, for having me. We use Palmetto all the time and absolutely love you guys. You have some of the best loan officers and processors in the business. So thank you. So I've been selling real estate in the Columbia market for 14 years. I've specialized on Lake Murray over the last 12 years. I personally live on the lake and eat, breathe, sleep Lake Murray. So it is my passion. I do have my luxury designation, so I do prefer the luxury market and definitely direct my business that way. About 7 years ago, I had hit in my head on the ceilings, per se, of two other brokerages and decided to open a brokerage that was all about businesses supporting businesses, entrepreneurial agents. So I looked around, and the number one franchise out there for real estate is RE/MAX. And RE/MAX is known for the most productive agents in the industry. And I wanted to surround myself with the best of the best. And I wanted to surround my agents with the best of the best. And so that was the driving force for me opening the RE/MAX franchise in our marketplace in Lexington.
So how many agents do you have that report through your franchises now?
So in Lexington, we have about 25 agents. And then down in my Summerville office in the Low Country, we have 8. All producing agents.
Okay, great. So okay. And now you're coming to us from not Lexington or Summerville. There's a body of water behind you, but like what is becoming the new normal in our industry is that we can communicate through modems like Zoom or other kind of video chats. And you are not in South Carolina. Where are you?
Yes, it is Mother's Day weekend coming up here, and my parents have a house in Punta Gorda, Florida. So I decided to hop in the car yesterday with my 10-year-old daughter and enjoy some beach time for Mother's Day. So yes, I've got the St. Paul's Waterway behind me, and I'm going to the beach at Boca Grande later today. So this quarantine has been tough, and I think everyone needs to self-care and take care of themselves and get outside and enjoy nature. Stay sane.
Absolutely. So I don't want to hold up your beach time, so I'll get right into some questions that I want to get answered for the people that will be watching this.
Sure.
So as a broker owner, what are your top priorities right now with regards to your agents that report to you? So I guess what are your thoughts around how you should be supporting them and helping them grow their businesses?
Sure. So as soon as everything hit, we pivoted our training sessions with our agents, our coffee talk sessions with our agents, happy hour with our agents, all via Zoom. So agents can still be connected with our office. Really, our agents haven't missed a beat. I mean, I have agents doing 3 closings a day, still through everything. So there's some agents in our office that are just rocking and rolling like nothing's going on. Of course, they're using extra safety precautions. But so everyone's really busy. So they're trying to get on the Zoom calls and participate in the trainings and the technology. This is an amazing time to work on your business and learn a lot of these technology pieces that RE/MAX offers to our agents. And so a lot of them have really gone through each week and made goals for learning a new technology and then setting the action items in place to really implement that. So I think this is such a great time for agents to put a new tool in their toolbox, because normally they're just so busy they don't really have the time. So, but yeah, we're supporting them through Zoom and happy hour. Our office is still open, manned part-time right now, but closings aren't missing a beat. We're doing everything virtually with our closings right now. So technology has really been amazing how efficient we can be. And there's a lot of these efficiencies we'll continue with after all this is over.
It's funny. So what you said there, and I want to make sure people understood, because it's an under talked about concept, but as agents, or for me as a mortgage lender, it's very easy for us to get caught up in the whirlwind of our day-to-day activities. So
Yes.
you get some deals under contract, and you've got to get repair addendums, and you got to do all of the stuff that you've got to do. But what you said, I think, rings true, not only in this market, but in any market. If you can find time as an agent to work on your business rather than always working in your business, that's the only way you can really expand and grow. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And right now, more than ever, you've got to focus because there is so much noise around us and so much distraction. So I'm really encouraging our agents to make a plan and implement it, and write down just a handful of goals, not just, not trying to do everything at once, but every week, what are you going to accomplish? And, holding them accountable to their goals so that they can, they can perform them and they can get better. And when the market opens back up fully, they're going to be so prepared and ready to go. Their pipelines are going to be exploding with people because they've, been reaching out, and they haven't been a hidden agent. Through all this, they're still working and they're still producing. They're still reaching out to people. And it's so important to stay in contact right now with your sphere of influence, and not to be salesy, but to just reach out and see how they're doing and being there for them on a personal level.
That's another really good point. And a lot of times we forget that as realtors, we are a center of influence for our sphere of influence. I mean, if you help somebody facilitate what will likely be the largest investment they'll make in their life, they have a significant level of trust and respect for you. So most of the agents that I know, and I think most of the agents in general, are good people and genuinely care about their clients. So if that's true, and we have all the noise and disruption and negativity and scariness that's out there right now, it's even more important as an agent to reach out just to check on somebody, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're, and I was going to ask you that, so you said you're encouraging your agents to set specific goals. What kind of goals are you encouraging your agents to set? Is it closings, or is it contacts, or are you focusing on leading indicators or lagging indicators? Where are you guys focusing?
I think it depends on each agent, because every individual agent has, strengths and maybe a weakness that they want to work on. Either they delegate it out or they figure out how to overcome it. I would say one of the biggest efforts that our agents can put forth right now is video. So many agents have been so scared for so long to implement video into their business. And now more than ever is so important to get comfortable with it. Our CEO, Adam Contos at RE/MAX, says, get over FOPO, which is fear of other people's opinions. And that's a hard thing for a lot of people to do. People say, I don't like my voice, or I don't like how I look, or whatever. But no one's perfect. And, it's so much more personal to be able to Zoom with your client before they come into town, or to go over a contract remotely with a client through Zoom. I mean, these are connections that you're able to build with this amazing technology, and it's a different level of relationship. But besides the Zoom videos, just getting comfortable with Facebook Live and doing open house tours with your clients is so important right now. Or even the ability to film and record the Facebook Live and save it and then send it to a potential buyer, a week later or whatever. So just getting comfortable with video, I think, is one of the main focuses that we've been imparting on our agents, because content-driven, content-heavy marketing is so important to be putting out there right now as people are kind of stuck inside their houses.
And what you said is it rings true. The best piece of advice I ever got, because you're right. All of my loan officers, all of your agents, most of the people that I know aren't comfortable on a video. Shoot, I'm not comfortable on video yet. And it's because, like you said, you don't like the way you look and you don't like the way you sound. The best advice I ever got, because I illustrated that concern of mine to an industry colleague of mine, and he said, Brian, you know what, buddy? I've got bad news for you. That's the way you look and sound. So, whether you're on video or in person, that's the way you look and sound. And
that's right.
If people like you in person, they're going to like you on video, right?
That's right.
So,
that's
okay,
right.
so you guys are focusing on technology, which obviously, has been a push in our industries for a significant amount of time now, although it's been slow to catch hold. Is it going to take a pandemic, a global pandemic, for this technology uses to really push over the hump?
I think we are always on the path of utilizing this technology already. Like, Zoom wasn't a secret before the pandemic. I mean, we've used Zoom in the past with clients and FaceTime with clients. It's just now it's so much more relevant. But I do think, the technology as far as processing closings remotely for us is going to be a new normal. Like, our agents aren't going to ever have to pick up a check from a closing attorney again. It's going to be wired straight to our account, and agents will have it direct deposited into their account, within 48 hours. So there's a lot of efficiencies as a brokerage that we're putting into play that I've wanted to put into play, but this is just such an opportune time to do it out of necessity, but also because I've had time to work on it and become more efficient with our office and our brokerage. And so it's, there's just such a silver lining right now to having this kind of downtime to really work on your business, like we were saying earlier.
Over the course of my career and in general, I hear people say all the time, especially now, I can't wait for things to get back to normal, right? I am of the mindset that, well, things never go back to normal. I mean, there's always progression, right? And so
right.
What we need to be focusing is not, normal from a year ago or 6 months ago. It's what's the new normal going to be. And
right.
The agents or the lenders or the people watching this, the ones that are going to come out on the other side of this market ahead of the curve are the people that are embracing what is going to be the new normal, not holding on to what was normal a year ago. What are your thoughts on that?
I think if people right now aren't focusing on self-improvement through all of this, setting a morning routine, making sure that you're eating healthy, making sure that you are moving and getting out there and doing good for your body, your mind, and your spirit, you're missing the boat right now, because this is the time to implement these things in your life that are going to make you the best you can possibly be. And so when we come out of this, my hopes is that people are better versions of themselves. So it's not going to be a new normal, or it is going to be a new normal. There is no such thing normal in our business anyway. We're constantly surprised by the things we get hit with. Doesn't matter how long you're in this business, it never gets old. There's always some change in it. So, but yeah, so agents, I think are going to be working more, hopefully efficiently, and using technology to connect and to make deals happen. And like I said, my hope is that people are really utilizing this time for some self-improvement and self-love, taking the time to make sure that their minds and their bodies are connected.
Sure. So, all right. So really quickly, and I don't want to hold up your beach time, but we were talking about connecting with sphere of influence and making, I guess, touching base with people that they know, either past clients in their database or people in their sphere. Like, do you have thoughts, or are you encouraging your agents to have any kind of specific marketing when they're calling their database or their sphere of influence, or is it simply just to be top of mind and touch base and make sure everything's okay?
right now it is all about taking care of each other and caring about each other. This is such an odd time, uncertain time, you know, and people's mental health is suffering if they're not taking care of themselves. So I think just being an advocate for your client and reaching out to them just to, on a personal level, completely on a personal level. Now, I've had quite a few stories back from my agents to say that I just got a listing because I called them and they said they've been thinking about it, and then they just decided to, let's go ahead and do it. So, I mean, there's certainly benefits that will come out of possible conversations you're having with your sphere. If anything, you're right. It's about staying top of mind. But overall, it's just the personal connection and keeping your relationships, you know,
Yeah,
going.
what I've learned is that when we as salespeople actually care, right? And because you don't want to call somebody up and say, "Hey, John Doe, I was just checking on you. Everything okay with the coronavirus? Are you and your family safe? By the way, have you been looking to buy or sell your house?" I mean, that
No.
you're going to come off as cheesy and disingenuous, and that's
Yes.
not something that's going to benefit you and your business. But what we've
That's
learned
right.
is, if you care and you come from a place that is genuine and of genuine concern for people,
That's
eventually
right.
that builds your business just as a result of you being a good person. People, when you break sales down, people do business with people that they know, people that they like, and people that they trust, right? And
That's absolutely
you're gonna wither away any trust if you are calling your sphere of influence with a sales pitch. But you are going to absolutely generate goodwill and trust if you're calling them from a place of genuine concern. And so to me, yeah, the effort needs to be there. And it's, as a salesperson, it takes effort to call your sphere of influence. But if your mindset is, I care about you, I want to make sure you're okay, I want to see if there's anything I can do to help you, the end result of that will end up being more business for you in the future.
absolutely. Absolutely. And
So,
another thing, you know, I think is important and relevant right now too is, you know, pushing small businesses. You know, if you don't want to put content on your social media about houses, put it put social media content about supporting local. You know, so interview a local business leader like you're doing right now. You know, and supporting them. You know, I just think there's so much more we can be doing to support our community. We are leaders in our community and advocates for where we live. And so, you know, if agents are in hiding right now, I strongly encourage them to get out and do a Zoom interview with a local business owner um, or community leader or restaurant owner or whatever, just to shine the light on small businesses so that when we come out of this, we're able to support them financially and allow them to succeed.
that's such a good point, and I'm actually disappointed in myself that I missed that in previous interviews. But you're absolutely right. I mean, we live in communities where people are hurting. Why wouldn't we as agents do our best to help support their businesses, to help the community as a whole? Because the health of the community, A, relies heavily on real estate trading, but then B, there's going to be more real estate to trade if more businesses are supported and people are out spending money and people are doing the things that we want them to continue to do. So that's a really good point, and I hope you guys watching take that to heart, because it's a very serious thing, and it's a huge benefit if we as an industry can get out and support the local businesses. So thank you for saying that. That makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. We are
Laura,
the ambassadors of our community for sure. So
do you have any final thoughts for anybody watching this before we sign off? Is there anything that you'd like to impart before we go?
I just think to wrap it up, you know, continuing to be genuine and authentic to your clients and caring. You know, every morning I wake up, I start with prayer, and then I ask, you know, what can I do to make someone's life better today? So, you know, just trying to be a little selfless during this time and helping others, but don't forget about yourself and self-care. I keep continuously telling my agents to, you know, make sure to take time for themselves, especially, you know, usually this time of year we're in spring market, it's going gangbusters and agents forget to take a breath. And so I'm always encouraging people to, you know, give themselves some time, give themselves some grace, disconnect. Technology will eat you alive if you don't disconnect. So you've got to give yourself some airplane mode time, I call it. You know, put your phone in airplane mode, set some boundaries from your personal to professional life, and just try to live in the moment and try to, you know, embrace every day, because we're on this journey together. We don't experience it, you know, it necessarily the same, but it's important to know that you're not alone, and that together we'll get through this, and we're going to come out better and stronger in the end.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. And I do want to thank you very much, Laura. I know you're traveling, but thank you for doing this with us. I think this is going to be a huge value to the people that watch, and I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brian. And thanks to all you Palmetto mortgage people who are so awesome.
We appreciate that for sure. Talk to you soon, okay?
All right. Bye.